Welcome back, everyone, to another enlightening aha moment. Now, I didn't just get this thought, I've had this for some time. I'm just making it public now because I see so much misinformation, but a lot of things are coming out about the rewriting of history or whitewashing history. This been going on for hundreds of years. I have reached a conclusion, and I'm gathering research. I have a lot already to prove the point that the Civil War, man, they had really whitewashed that. You see, when everybody passed who lived in that era, can't nobody hold them to the fire and say, no, that didn't happen like that. What really happened is that, you had the Articles of Confederation, right? The Articles of Confederation had outlawed slavery. They had rights and protection for the slaves, so-called slaves. We say enslaved here at TAIFA world. The so-called slaves were protected under the Articles of Confederation. So they flipped the switch. The Confederates was going back to the Articles of Confederation because the North, the Union, were enforcing slavery. And they try to make the South as being an enemy. Now, I can prove this by personal experiences. I'm born and raised in the South, and I have lived for a decade and more in the North. And I can tell you with a fact, there's more racism, so-called racism. I don't believe in it, but if you want to use that term, there's more racism in the North than in the South. We don't have that. So that proved right there that the so-called slavery people was the Union. They wanted to have, they didn't want the separation of the Union. They didn't want the people to, they put this lie about the slaves, and it was about cotton and all that. No. They twisted everything. We own those plantations. Melanated people, we own those plantations. And the whites was the one enslaved. Not all of them. We had some of us were enslaved, but we own the plantation. You see the movie, that show you in the movie, Dang Django, Samuel Jackson. He was the owner. And those were his grandchildren. So the melanated, the mix with the whites. So just go back and reread history. I don't know how to tell you to do it because you got to really have some years to understand what's going on. You have to do a lot of reading to really understand what's going on. They have whitewashed everything. They have flipped the switch on everything. So what makes you think they didn't flip the switch on the so-called Civil War? First off, they're taking this a war against white people. Now, what white people would go in and burn each other's cities up? No. They was burning our cities up because they did it less than 60, 70, 80, 90, 70 years later. Seems like every 70 years they got to have a purge, destroying black communities. It just didn't happen in 1920. It happened all throughout the 80s and 90s. And before then, it's happening today. Where is the so-called black community? It's almost totally destroyed. So you want me to believe that you was fighting against white people? Come on now. These were so-called Indian wars because they changed us from being Indians to black to hide our identity and to steal the land. because only the Indians had rights to inheritance to the land. So they made sure we did not have that identity as Indians because we could claim the land. I mean, can't you just see it? Can't you see it in the faces of the guilty, what really happened? And you want to know why you're hated? You always hate the ones, if you deceive someone for centuries and they haven't caught on yet, don't you just I'm a lover. I talk about love. I'm trying to in this video I'm analyzing why people hate. I cannot hate because I have no institution set up to enforce hate. But whatever happens, they try to twist what I say to make me look like a hater. The pot calling the kettle black. That's what they always do. They try to switch. They try to look like they're guarding after equal rights, and they would take some a melanated person says and try to make him look like he's the enemy. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I think I said my piece. I think you understood. If not, go back and listen 3 or 4 times. You get it.